On this week's World of Saltwater Fishing, we had the MARC VI down off of Cudjoe in the lower Florida Keys. We're going to mix it up. We're talking offshore. We're going to get on the reefs, and we might even chase a few mangrove snapper up a local canal. Don't miss this episode.
George Poveromo's World of Saltwater Fishing. Big fish don't stand a chance.
Here we are once again off of Cudjoe in the lower Florida Keys. And the beauty of this area, say Big Pine in the lower Florida Keys, and especially in September, the time that we were here filming a show, is that it's considered the Keys' slow season. The tourists aren't here in any great numbers, and that means when you go offshore, inshore, or even up the local canals, you're not going to see that many boats competing with you. It's really a good time to be down here. And I had the MARC VI docked up behind a friend's home. We had my visiting angler, Sloane Endick from New Jersey, going to be fishing with me for a few days.
So George and I first connected when Florida Keys Tourism put out a contest, and you had to make a video explaining why you should win a Keys fishing trip with George Poveromo. And it just so happened at the time when this contest was going on, my dad and I, we were actually down in the Florida Keys. Mother Nature had different plans for us. We had a bunch of charters planned, got canceled. It was raining and blowing, and my dad said, hey, this is the perfect time for you to make your video and see what happens.
Unfortunately, she was in Isla Morada with pouring rain. There was a storm system that moved over and just rained her out for 3 days solid.
Long story short, did not win the contest, but George ended up reaching out to me through social media and ended up inviting me to speak at his Jersey seminar series, and that's how we got connected, and now we're here. I've been fishing since I was a kid. Started from a really young age. My dad was the one who got me into it. So I think just to kind of look back and see where you started to where you are now when it comes to fishing and all the different experiences and different species you've come across, it's pretty amazing. But fishing, to me, I think it's an escape from so many things.
Beautiful weather. I mean, this is what the Florida Keys really want to portray when you come down here. We started to idle out of the Cudjoe area, and the goal was to go offshore and look for dolphin or mahi.
So first day we headed offshore, and before we even started fishing, it was already such a treat for me because back home, when we go offshore, I'm waking up at 2 in the morning and the boat's leaving at 3 a.m. to head out there. And when I got down here, we were leaving around 7 and I got to sleep in. It was great. So it was already a great day for me.
Jumped up on plane, and my thought was to run offshore, keep an eye out for birds, debris, weed lines loaded with bait, the typical signs that would lead you to mahi. And I also had some intel through Ross Ocean Fishing Forecast analyses that showed some really good water circulation features just on the inside of Woods Wall.
So on our way offshore, we stopped and we came across a piece of debris. It was this huge round piece of structure, and we immediately saw mahi on it. Yep.
And I'm on some too. Let's see what I have.
That was quick.
Guess what? I have mahi too.
I see them all on top.
All right, Sloane, let's see if we got the school run. I got one on the chugger. This is a nice sized fish. You're doing good now. If you see any schoolies, put the rod in the holder.
Okay.
And just keep an eye and we'll grab another spinner.
Yep.
Okay? They're here.
I don't see any friends with this guy yet. Woo!
Oh, that's what you want. She throws the squid hooks up instantly and throw this Rapala chugger, and man, it gets destroyed. I'm surprised no more in here. So what I'm gonna do, Sloane, who's feeling lucky here? Watch, I'm gonna flip them and I don't wanna get
Go for it.
caught too, you know? Hey.
Two in the box.
And we're gonna put some ice on them.
It's amazing. I can't believe that we're catching fish so close to home. Not how it is back in Jersey. We got to run super far to get fish like this, so this is such a treat here.
These Jersey people are so easy to impress.
Palmer's Resort on Little Torch is a favorite of ours when visiting the lower Florida Keys. Palmer's features a collection of cottages, suites, efficiency studios, and rooms spread out over 5 acres. Situated on Pine Channel, they have lagoon dockage, a pool, and a beautiful white sand beach. Speaking of beaches, right down the street is Kiki's Sandbar and Grill, where fresh seafood, tasty drinks, and live music can be enjoyed in a tropical setting. Kiki's will even cook your catch. They prepared our mahi, blackened, grilled, and fried. Boondock Squirrel and Draft House is also close by. Boasting the largest tiki bar in the Florida Keys, Boondock specializes in fresh seafood, salads, and burgers. There's live entertainment, televised sporting events, and even an 18-hole mini golf course.
George Poveromo's World of Saltwater Fishing is proudly brought to you by Penn, let the battle begin. Mako, you'll find them where the fish are. Bass Pro Shops and Cabela's, your adventure starts here. Mercury Marine, go boldly. George, we'll be right back.
Thanks to a Mahi blitz on our way offshore, the skunk was removed from the MARC VI early on. The positive vibes are overflowing. I'm fisherman New Jersey's Sloane Endick off the lower Florida Keys.
We continued on looking for another find the fish, and ultimately we go on the troll. We were around 680, maybe 700 feet, still on the inside of Woods Wall, but the conditions look good here, so out goes the spread of trolling lures. Picked up the speed from 9-10 miles an hour or so, and just started working towards the west, zigzagging, tight to that line, moving out, and conditions look good. I mean, we stayed on this line for probably a good half hour, but not a thing. Wasn't becoming productive, so we had to make the switch, and the switch was to pull the lures in and put the weedless ballyhoo out. So that was a good choice. We're working through these scattered patches of weeds, and then all of a sudden, bam, bam, the 2 rods go down at once.
Doubled up. I think I'm over you.
Couple nice fish.
Yeah, these look like good ones.
I'll keep mine hanging out there, and I'm gonna let you work your way in. I'm gonna put mine in the holder back here because I think I'll be assisting you shortly. That's a
wow,
nice
that's
one.
a good one. Now I'm gaining on him.
Keep doing it, Sloane. Keep Sloane. Keep Sloane. Keep going. Wind, wind, wind. Keep going. Wind, 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 wind. Sloane, there's a beautiful mahi. Come here.
That's awesome.
Well, I got one here, so you hold it.
Yeah.
Let me go do my thing.
Wow, easily my biggest mahi right here.
How's your confidence level with the gaff? I always get very leery when I'm with somebody that I don't really know how they make it happen.
I think I got it.
The good thing is we got yours in there, and I got confidence in you. You know, from this morning that I learned,
What's that?
You wear size 9 shoes.
I know what you're going
Which
to say.
we figured out it's the perfect size for you to start doing the deck.
Putting the Jersey girl to work, I say.
Hey, you're my guest angler.
After boating 2 more mahi and releasing a big barracuda, we happened upon a very pleasant surprise.
And we spot something pretty big in the distance. On these calm days, you could see things an incredible distance. And it's big and long and bouncing up on the surface. So let's head over to that way. We said, hey, this is gonna be good, mahi, as well as maybe wahoo. And I said, all right, we're gonna troll right alongside this, and expecting to see just a mahi charge out or one of those deep plugs get drilled by wahoo. We go right by it, and I'm looking, I don't see any mahi, but we see some triple tail. Make one good pass, and you're holding your breath. You're waiting for one of those reels to sing, but nothing. And you think, what happened?
Pulled up real close to it. We could already see a whole little pack of triple tail right on it, and everyone got super excited, and we broke out the rods, and it was game on from there.
I don't know what I can do. Oh, you're gonna have to fight him here. We're gonna have to help you here.
Wait, I got him.
You got him out, all right? Just take your time. Take your time with him.
Woo!
I'll get in there.
Nice.
I'll get this one up here and take a check on this one here.
Oh, he looks.
You hooked them well?
Yeah.
There's the one.
Yeah, he's 19. He's over 19. Right at 19.
There's the one. That's it.
Awesome.
All right, well here, watch out, here's a razor gill plate.
All right.
Be careful.
All right. First one was tad short. Found the bigger one on the piece. Keeper triple tail.
So at that point, we had, quite the catch. It was time to head back, so we charged back. Now, the twist to all this, when our video team was doing the underwater of this find, and you could see all the fish, barjacks, etc., triple tail, we were stunned when we looked at the footage later to see a half a dozen wahoo in the background under that find. So we sort of missed out on that one. We had our, I guess, opportunity to try to convert them early. Maybe they weren't feeding or whatever, but we had no wahoo encounter. But I'll tell you what, when we saw that footage later, our stomachs went, ooh.
Wahoo notoriously stacked deep in the floating structure, line and weight ambush bait and small pelagics, seeking sanctuary by these finds. Just because wahoo aren't seen while bailing mahi or picking off a triple tail, don't assume they're not around. Best bets, troll a deep diving plugger bait around floating structure, drop a flutter jig 100 feet down and race it back to the surface, or chum with chunks of ballyhoo, then freeline one on a long shank hook. In artbypasta.com, from catch to canvas, rendering.
Catch the canvas, baby.
George Poveromo's World of Saltwater Fishing is proudly brought to you by Simrad, never settle. Rapala holds the world record for world records. Suffix, always use the best line. Starbright, clean and protect with Starbright. George will be right back.
As our offshore adventure came to a close, it was now time to treat our Jersey girl, Sloane Endick, to some reef action. We're fishing off the lower Florida Keys. The beauty of Big Pine in the lower Florida Keys is the real estate to go in any direction to find fish. Day 2, west of Key West was our destination. After trying multiple spots, we finally found the right one for Sloane to enjoy, a yellowtail bite.
Well, there you go, your first yellowtail.
Yeah.
We call that an aquarium-sized fish, so you definitely gotta let that one go. All right, starting to grow on you.
They're getting a little bigger. It's always a plus.
Come on, still working small ones. Let's find some big ones. Ready?
Let's do it.
1 and 2 and 3. Get back in there. And we just started bailing the yellowtail, but the problem, these were all small fish. So we're catching and releasing, having a good time doing that, but no yellowtail to come home for dinner. So we run farther west. I'm trying to get to an area that has good current and some bigger yellowtails. Got to a zone that was always, productive for me before. Through the hook around 68, 70 feet of water. We had a raging current. We're gonna have to do some weighted baits, some knocker rigs to send those baits down near the bottom and let them float through that way, and some heavier jig heads, and to no avail, not even a first yellowtail. That bottom rod took a slight dip. As she brings the rod up, and there's the leader, 30 feet of it, I look, and there's a nice Cero mackerel. Check it out. I'll get the gaff. Just have fun with them. I'll get a gaff.
Okay.
Hey, there's your fish for tonight.
Yeah.
All right, you're good. Just lined, and then
See where he's at.
right here, and then you may want to walk back and give me the leader.
There we go.
I got him for you. Not the best gaff shot, but you got him. And I guess I know what you're going to be cooking up. What's your treat?
Awesome.
Nice Cero mackerel.
Yeah.
This is the most incredible fish when you get it right back and you fillet it, skin it with some wasabi and soy sauce.
Oh,
it's one of the
perfect.
most remarkable.
Oh, you eat it like
fish.
sushi?
Oh my God, it's one of the best too.
Oh, awesome. Cool.
But unfortunately, that was the end of that. No more Ceros, no more bottom stuff. So I said, you know what? Let's pick up and start working our way back to the east. I see, a can in a distance, navigation laid there. So I said, you know what, Sloane? We have that Magnum Explode Rapala. I said, I'm gonna get you close to that can. You make a cast and see what's in there. And as he starts chugging it, I see this super fast wake come up behind it, and boom, the massive explosion.
First cast on the popper, boom. Woo!
Well, you came for a good fight, Sloane.
Yeah. he's not happy.
The best thing, let him run tired.
Yep.
And you're in the best spot. You're on the rod. You don't have to deal with the fish when it comes alongside the boat like I do.
I got to tire him out before he tires me out.
Okay, up in Jersey, you know, pound for pound, you know that barracuda fight's better than a striped bass. Am I right or wrong? Don't worry, they'll let you back into the state.
No, I mean, it's similar a little bit.
Welcome to this edition. Make friends and influence people. Another circle. Just keep them circling there.
Oh my gosh.
All right, Sloane.
Things like a dinosaur.
All right.
Absolute blast. I didn't even know what it was at first. It was a crazy, crazy fight. Ended up being a barracuda, and I mean, this thing was massive. The fight was an absolute blast, and you can't beat anything on top water.
Mercury Performance Stats, Lower Florida Keys. Seas, calm. Power, triple Mercury Verado V10 400 horsepower outboards. Props, Mercury Revolution X 25-inch pitch. Total miles, 320. Consistent cruise, 4,800 RPMs. Speed, 50 miles per hour. Total fuel burned, 284 gallons. We'll be right back. George Poveromo's World of Saltwater Fishing is proudly brought to you by the Florida Keys and Key West. Come as you are. ACR, the leader in marine safety electronics. Papa's Pilar Artesian Crafted Rum. Never a spectator. VMC, your expert in hooks. Art by Pasta, real life art. Visit artbypasta.com.
After Sloane's barracuda catch, we headed back to the barn. Here, Sloane and I star-brighted the MARC VI, cleaned fish, and enjoyed a Papa's Pilar rum drink. Later that evening, Sloane would prepare a special dinner with assistance from crew members Charles Gonzalez and Rob the Swede Green.
So with the Mahi, my plan was to do some blackened fish tacos, have all the fixings out. With the triple tail, I was thinking ceviche, and we had ourselves an absolutely amazing meal. I think I impressed George. So after we finished up dinner, it was starting to get dark out, and I saw that George had his lights on the boat too. And also in the backyard, there's a green light in the water. And the wheels start turning in my head. I knew there had to be something in those lights. So I took a walk down there, and I mean, I saw just a huge school of mangrove snappers just cruising right in the lights. And that's when I decided to break out one of George's light pen rods. We still had some ballyhoo left over, so chopped that into little pieces, put that right on a hook, and tried to fool some of these mangroves. We got one on here. There he is. Woo! There we go. Sure enough, I mean, I caught a decent amount. One of them was pretty good size. I mean, it was a keeper size. We let him go. I mean, we didn't need any more fish at that point, but it was super cool. I mean, catching mangrove snapper right in the backyard. I mean, and essentially that could be your dinner. Again, right steps outside of your house, right in the backyard. It was amazing. I'd be out there every single night if I lived down here.
For certain, we would not have been proper hosts if we didn't treat Sloane to lunch in Key West and, of course, some quality time at the Papa's Pilar Rum Distillery and their new Hemingway Social Club before dropping her off at the airport. In the main lobby, Sloane was fascinated by all the Papa's Pilar merchandise. She also sampled selected blends of Papa's Pilar. We then progressed into the Hemingway Social Club, where Sloane took in its unique Hemingway-esque setting and even toasted its legendary namesake.
I did the Florida Keys justice by bringing her back after that rain out when she experienced with her dad back in Isla Mirada, showing her what the Florida Keys really has to offer in terms of beautiful weather, hungry fish, and all the good things that come with the fabulous Florida Keys.
I mean, I am so thankful and appreciative for George and his crew. I mean, these guys are easily the nicest, most down-to-earth people you will ever meet. They really showed me an absolute fantastic time at the Keys. Aside from fishing, just all bonding together and sharing our stories about fishing and our, traveling and experiences. I had an absolute blast hanging out with these guys all weekend.
If you're a fan of our show, keep up with our adventures by following us on social media. I'm on Instagram at George Poveromo, and on Facebook, go to facebook.com/George.Poveromo. You can also watch your episodes at any time on YouTube at George Poveromo TV. We'll see you on the water.